I didn't believe what I'm seeing. And he straight away, because they were in a hurry, he told me, "Can we take your son?" And I didn't even answer. The guy thought that I don't speak English and I did not understand. So he looked at the Jordanian guy and told him, "Could you please speak to her?" I said, "I understand what you're saying, but taking him where?"
Today I have a very special guest, and I want to talk about something very special to me lately, which is we're more into being and occupying the embodied state of who you want to be and who you are versus trying to, do a meditation to get you there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, I talk about that all the time. And yes, we do need to work on those things. But sometimes all these affirmations and constantly reading stuff, constantly podcasts, going to seminars, sometimes you just need to embody that person. And today I have someone here, and her son is special guest. Her son, being only 10 years old, has a great story. She wants to share. She's going to share the story. I asked her to share it. She didn't. She was telling me the story. I thought it was so fascinating, and I think you are going to love this story because it really shows who we are and the power we have within us to have whatever we want when we know that's who we are and what we deserve. So, without any further ado, let me get her on here. I am my own producer, by the way, so please bear with me, okay, everyone? Here we go. How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for doing this with me, by the way, because I know that you're flying back to Qatar tonight.
Yeah.
And so I wanted, and I obviously was like, because we were hanging out, I was like, you know what? Last minute, let's just record this. I want to share this with people. I want people to hear this story because I think it's so fascinating, especially because your son being only 10 at the time.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 2013, you said, right?
Yeah, 2013.
Being only 10 years old, already had this knowing, this like...
Power of thinking.
Yeah, the power of your mind. Well, the power of you. And so I want you to share the story, okay? I'm going to ask, you. I know you shared it with me once, and I want to hear it again. And maybe there's details that we might have missed. But tell me, what happened in 2013? How did it start with you and your son?
Yeah, so back then, like I said, like you said, 2013. Well, every year I used to take my kids to somewhere like outside of Qatar, and that's June, July, August. So we just choose, and then that year I planned a trip to Malaysia and to Phuket. And I told my daughter, because she's the one really interested in all these things, and she needs to know always ahead of time. My son, I just tell him the last minute that we're going somewhere. So 10 days before we go, I told my son that we're going to Malaysia, and to Phuket, and he looked very neutral. So he said, "I don't want to go there," and I said, "Where you want to go? How come you don't want to go there?" He said, "I have other plans." I said, I was laughing. He's only 10 years. He said,
"I have plans.
Mom, I have a plan. I have other plan for me." And
okay.
I'm like, he was like, he looked like pleading me. "I want you to agree to that." I said, "Where do you want to go?" He said, "To Abu Dhabi." And the first thing I said, "Hell no." Okay. Because Abu Dhabi and Qatar are the same temperature. I mean, it's too hot. Okay. I want to get out of, of Qatar and the whole region. So I said, "No, we're not going to go there." I didn't even ask why. And then he kept nagging. And because I know his attitude, he's not like that. He just, when I say something, it's final.
You're right.
And then I asked him, like a few hours later, I was really... I asked him, "Why do you want to go to Abu Dhabi? I mean, why Abu Dhabi in particular?" He said, "There's a show, a live show, and I want to participate. It's like, tournament."
Yes.
Yeah, like 8 kids would participate, and who won, I mean, there's a prize or something.
And what show was this?
Ben Tennyson,
Ben-
the cartoon.
The cartoon from
They
Cartoon
always,
Network.
yeah, Ben, yeah,
Yeah, Ben.
Ben. So that, and he's got everything, all the tools for Ben Tennyson. Like he made me
All the toys from
buy
Ben
him
10.
all the toys at that time.
Okay.
He really likes it.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let's discuss with him, because he looked really desperate to go. And then I said, okay, so how many participants on this, for the kids, he said 8. I said, okay, open the computer, go to Ben Tennyson show. And then we did it together, so that I want to be convinced as well. So he opened his computer, and I showed him. I said, 8, they should be in Abu Dhabi, and they're already been taken. The places are already been taken, so you have no chance. And he looked at me, and I said, I still want to go. I said, why? To watch the show. You can watch it from the TV, like you always do. And he said, no, I want to go. I might participate. And I was looking at him. What do you mean you might participate? I told you, I just showed you that it's already been taken, so there's no chance. And he kept nagging. I totally ignored him, and I said, okay, me and your sister wanted to go as planned, so it's going to be as planned. So I left the house, and usually he does this always, my son. If he wants something, he'd convince his sister, and then they both come together against me.
Okay.
So that's what happened. They called me, his sister called me, my daughter, and said, Mom, I want to go to Abu Dhabi with Ahmed. And I was shocked, because I don't want to go there, because it's hot and it's the same weather, and we've been there before. So at that time I got very upset, and said, okay, you're not going anywhere. Okay. We're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
We're staying.
There was already participants.
We're staying.
There was no reason to go, right?
Sorry?
There was no reason to go. There was already 8 participants.
I'm convinced that it's been taken.
Right.
What are you talking about? Why you're insisting that you will participate? And
Right.
that was, for me, that was nonsense. Okay?
Right.
So when she said that, I was on the way to finalize everything with the guide, because we were going, to a place where Malaysia. I've never been in Malaysia, so I had a guide, and I had everything to. So I didn't go. I just canceled that. I called the agency. I said, cancel everything.
Okay.
I canceled the ticket and canceled everything, and I went back home, and I was very. And as I was walking into the house, I saw both of them, like this. Please, mommy. It's okay even if he doesn't participate. That's my daughter. Even if he doesn't participate, we're just gonna see the show. Then I accepted, because they both want to go there. So okay. To cut story short, we flew to. First, I said I'm gonna go to Dubai for 5 days, because at least I can do something. Because Abu Dhabi, there's nothing you can do. We went 5 days to to Dubai, and then we flew to Abu Dhabi, where the game is going to take place. So the day of the event, we went to Yes Island. I think everyone knows Yes Island. It has a lot of things there, and amazing things in Abu Dhabi. It's a big shows. It's not only Ben Tennyson. It's a lot of things to do for the kids.
Okay.
So as we were walking in, there was a security guard puts bracelets on the kids' arms, just with the phone number of the parents in case they lose their kids or something like this. So we went inside, and we asked where Ben Tennyson show is, and then we were heading there. Me, my son, and my daughter. And then from very far away, there was 2 security guards were telling like this, do not come across. It's even the audience finish. You can't even go in.
It was already
packed.
full.
Packed.
Okay.
So we're not allowed to go even cross near the event. So we didn't go. And as my son, I didn't even look at him. I looked at my daughter, and I was like, don't say anything, because I know she will, because at the airplane she was making fun of him. She was telling him, I just did this for you, and I know you're not going to go inside, or you're not even going to make it to the audience. So I heard that. And so
She told him that.
she told him that. So I looked at her. It means don't say anything because he's already upset. So he grabbed a map of the place, of the whole place, and he told me, I'm going to go alone. You can go with Rima. He was very upset. And if you ever lose me, I'm going to be in this place. He showed me a place in the map. So I said, okay. We went apart. I mean, we went this way, he went the other way. And then, like, I didn't even complete like 5 steps. And then I heard him calling me, Mom. I turned, and he was with 2 men. One very tall man and one very short man. I was like, this is really literally what happened. And I said, yes. And then the guy came. I was talking to me, the tall guy, the American guy. He was and I looked at his badge here. There is Ben Tennyson badge.
You had a Ben 10 badge?
Ben 10 badge, the green one.
Okay.
And I didn't believe what I'm seeing. And he straight away, because they were in a hurry, he told me, can we take your son? And I didn't even answer. The guy thought that I don't speak English and I did not understand. So he looked at the Jordanian guy and told him, could you please speak to her? I said, I understand what you're saying, but taking him where? With the audience? He said, no, to participate. I said, whoa. He said, madam, we're really in a hurry. I said, no, I need to know this because we searched in the computer and in the website and everything was set. He said, no, there's one guy who didn't show up at the very last minute, and he even stopped answering our calls, and we're about to go live. So we have to have somebody play. So we went out, and the first kid we saw is your son.
Now, something interesting here is that your son kept, what did he say before going? He goes, I want to go, and if I go.
That was in Qatar, you mean?
Yeah. If I go, I
will win. Wait, I missed that part.
Yeah.
When his sister was making fun of him at the airplane.
Yeah.
It's his attitude.
So he got more defiant, right? He got more like.
Yeah, he said, I will win. You will see. I swear to God, you will see. I will win.
And this is on the plane when your daughter was making fun of him?
In the airplane, yes. In the airplane, going to Dubai at that time, because I made it to Dubai and then Abu Dhabi and then go back to Qatar from Abu Dhabi, so we don't have to go back to Dubai again. Mm-hmm. So she was telling him, I did this just for you, just because you're really desperate to go.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna even.
You're not even gonna get in.
Yeah.
He's like, not only
you're not even gonna make it to the audience. And then he said, "Excuse me, if you will see." That's what he was telling her. I can't believe, and I was listening.
And I will win.
I was like,
and I will win, right?
Yeah, he said, "I will win." Means I'm there. I told you, this changed a lot of things in my thinking.
So now, it's another interesting thing I was going to say is that the security guy or the guy that with the badge that grabbed your son, he was like, he could have picked somebody from the audience.
That's what I told the Jordanian guy, by the way, because when I was in shock, I prefer to speak my language. I was really in shock. I was constantly talking to that Jordanian guy, and I was telling him, you could have picked one from the audience. Why would you come out, look for somebody that you might find, might not?
Were there other kids outside besides your son?
He said it's empty because everyone else is at the events.
Okay.
And they should know this.
Right.
Like
there's not going to be anybody out there.
Only my son. They went out. He told me, I told you that I've just stepped like 5 steps before I even go any further. And then he called me. That means the guy just came out of the event and then tried to find in his age, because he's the first person he saw. Also, they pick age as well. So right. They said that's the perfect guy. I can't believe it's like he's our guy. The so American said he's our guy.
So cool.
And then they approached him and said, "Can you come with us to participate in Binta?" He laughed like. I later asked.
What did he say? Like, what was your son's reaction to that?
His eyes, of course, his eyes like, of course no, but I want to tell my mom. She's there. Cool. She's just walked there. And I told the guy, the American guy, okay, I don't mind. You take him because that's what he here for. But I want to watch. We want to watch because I was with my friend too and my daughter. He said, yeah, sure, I'll take you, no problem. So they were rushing to get in. Then he showed us, we entered and he showed us where to go and sit. And then he went to the stage because obviously they had to.
Did you have like a special seating, like more VIP?
There's no place. And we like, he's doing us a favor because it's packed.
Right.
So we went inside because I told him I want to watch my son, and it's fair, you know.
Right.
I had to watch him playing. So it was 4 days. They played 4 days.
Oh, 4 days.
Yeah, it's 4 days. You go and come back.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
It's an event of 4 days.
Oh wow! So he's competing for 4 days.
Yeah, you need to win the first, then go to this next, then go to the next, and then go to the next, the last one.
Okay.
So at the first, second, third, they would tell him on the spot. They would tell him, I mean, that the result that you
made it. You're coming back tomorrow.
To the next session. Oh yeah, but the last one they told us go. We will tell you because we need to. I don't know what they were calculating. I don't understand how they work. They told us to go home, and then whoever, because there are only going to be 4 competing for the last one. So, I didn't get that they would call me in the morning. I didn't get it because he spoke to me, not to my son, because he's obviously. So I said, okay, that's it, Ahmed. I don't think they're gonna call us. Let's go somewhere else. And I got tickets to the water park. Mm-hmm. and then as I was walking towards the door, going to our place. They called me. They said, could you please bring your son? He won, and then this is the last one. So that was the last day of the competition.
So but they didn't tell you he won or he made it to the last.
He made it to the last. So actually, the winning will be at the last. The winner is going to be one.
Right.
And there will be first, second, third, and the fourth.
Which I will post the video. I have the video because I wanted it. I'm going to post it towards the end so you can see when he gets named and he wins the prize. So cool.
And so we went. So they competed the last one. It was really fun. That one was really fun, and not like the first and second, third. It was all questions like this. This was like more to games. Mm-hmm. Some was question at the beginning, but then later it was like only games. And then the last part, I didn't believe even the last minute. I didn't have any clue that he would win, honestly. To be honest with you, I kept recording that video.
Yeah, I have the recording, so I'm gonna show it. So
I was actually recording normal because it's a memory thing. But then the surprise came out. He won. You will hear my scream. Oh my God, he did!
Right.
He won. So he kept insisting that he's going to play. That's something I did not understand, honestly, at that time. It's just so powerful. And I think, like, if you want something that with this thinking, and you insist, the whole universe combined will make it happen for you.
Absolutely. And I love that. For those, if you want to read it, this is so cool because it's like a story that's similar. And I'm sure all of you, watching this probably even have some kind of a story that's similar in your life that you didn't even realize, like, oh, this did happen for me once too, or whatever. But like the Neville Goddard, I love if you have a chance to look up Neville Goddard going to Barbados. It's a 1932 story, but this guy changed my life, and but his story is very similar. And I've had stories like that too, and I might have shared some. If you look at my other episodes, you'll see that. And I've seen those things happen in my life. And so it's really cool to see things like this happen in people's lives, and just to understand that it really doesn't matter who you are as long as you believe it and you know it. You're like, you know what, this is without a doubt for me. It's done. This is so awesome. How did it change your life? Right.
There's no limit. You can't. If you want something to be done, it will be done. Just in
Right.
your mind, I think this is it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I know you have to go, and thank you for taking the time and sharing this from across the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be here. Perfect timing. So I'm like, let's share this story.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And with that, I'm going to go back to the audience and just say thank you for watching, guys. And, you know, these stories are here. They're being shared so that they could change your lives as well. This story obviously changed her life. It changed her sister's life. And it's impacting, it impacted me to remind me of the things that I've also achieved through knowing. So I want you to really take time to just get to know. This is the power of know thyself. If you know who you are, then you know what you will settle for or what you deserve. Don't settle, do and get what you deserve. Knowing is the key. So this is why I say meditate or go to hypnosis, hypnotherapy or Reiki or whatever works for you to get to know yourself and be the truest version and the best essence of you so you can have everything you want in a very effortless, fun, and peaceful way. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next episode.